What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, and as usual, hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Today, we're going to talk about my draft improvements for basketball. But before we do that, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, comment, tell anyone about the show. Trying to get the ratings up a little bit, just a little bit. But like I said, we're going to talk about my draft improvements thus far. And it's interesting, right? Because I was looking at the WNBA and the NBA's drafts. And I was thinking, well, you know what? They similar, right? Like they're gonna base the lottery the similar way. Obviously, the NBA has more teams, but they're gonna base it it's gonna be a similar format, right? Not quite. There is a slight difference. So with the NBA, they base their lottery off of one season, the the previous season. The WNBA, yeah, they base it off the last two. So that got me to thinking. Well, one, actually, just one thing really. Should the NBA switch to this position? Because I think the WNBA might be on to something. Reason why I have stated before. I think the Wizards actually got robbed. Utah was done a disservice too. But I thought the Wizards were robbed this year in missing out on Cooper Flag. Because when we look at it, matter of fact, let's go ahead and bring this up, shall we? So let's go ahead and bring this page up here. So we got here the 2024 NBA standings. And as you can see, the Washington Wizards are around the bottom. Okay, they're around the bottom. My math is mathing. They look like the second worst ranked team, at least record wise. You can talk about talent; they could be lower. Like, like dog, that's trash. And no, it's no disrespect to them. Again, someone got to lose. How about how about how about 2025? Because 2025 look around a shame. Like as you can see, they are number two, like second from the bottom again. And their draft position this year was number 6. I get you on the odds, but I like the odds based on off the past 2 seasons. Like let's look at this 2025 draft odds if it were based on the previous 2 seasons, right? This would be the lot. Well, 1 out of 13. This would be 1 out of 13. All right, at least 1 out of 10. At least the worst 10 in order. By the way, Wizards would have been the worst. Then next Hornets, then Jazz, then Spurs, then Pistons, then Blazers, then Raptors, then Pelicans, then Nets, then 76ers. Now you can say the Hawks, Bulls, and Suns too, but I gotta look at other teams as well to see where they ranked like in the previous seasons. But those teams, they were one of the lower rated teams. So those would be the 10 teams. And the 76ers, we got a question too, by the way. They just had a tumultuous season. So those are the teams that I would expect to fight for the number one pick. Not the Mavericks, not the Dallas Mavericks. I'm sorry. The Spurs, I hear you, because they're number 4 right here on my listing. Because again, they weren't doing that well. I get you. I get you. Even still, would have liked to see one of those, like the Wizards, the Hornets, or the Jazz. Over the last 2 seasons, those 3 teams have done the worst. And again, the NBA draft, the draft in general is supposed to help teams out. The lower rated teams supposed to make stuff fair. How they not get in the mix of it? That's all I'm asking. Those 3 teams can't be in the mix of it for real. That's tough. That's tough. Like no, like for real, that's actually kind of tough. Cause damn, like I would actually prefer that happen. Like let's look at the WNBA for example. Let's look at the WNBA. Let's go to season 2024. All right. Now I think they've done it. I think they've done a good job. But let's reverse it. Okay. Let's see if the WNBA messed up because I'm a fan of the NBA using the WNBA's format for the draft. Let's check and see how the 2024 season. All right, cool. We got Sparks, Wings, Sky, Mystics, and Dream as the bottom 5. All right, cool. I can take that. I can take that. And then let's see here. The next season we had what? No, wait. Shouldn't this be 2023? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We need to focus on 2023 season. There it is. Now we're looking at squads right here. Look at that. Mercury, Storm, Fever, Sparks, Sky. So by my estimation, 2025 should have been Sparks number 1, Mercury number 2, Wings number 3, Sky number 4, Valkyries number 5. Because remember, they were the new team, so they get slated into that 5th spot. But then you got the Storm at number 6, the Fever at number 7, the Mystics at number 8, Dream number 9, Lynx number 10, 11th is the Aces, 12th is the Sun, and 13th is the Liberty. That actually would be a disservice because damn. All right, well, the Sun lost some players. So they would have been affected negatively this draft. I don't know if they would have got the players that they got. So, that would have been one faux pas. But their history definitely, I mean, they were doing their thing. But outside of this, though, I'm cool with it. And maybe because I'm a Sparks fan, I'm biased. That means we had a higher chance of getting a number 1 pick. But I do like the WNBA's current format of basing it off the prior 2 years. Because again, if we're actually trying to help out teams, well, let's not help. Let's help out the teams who are actually losing for the longest period and genuinely losing too. Not teams that are tanking. And also, it would make it harder to tank too. Because remember this, ladies and gentlemen. So envision somebody trying to tank for longer than 2 seasons. A lot of teams don't want their teams losing for longer than a season. Like tanking aided losing for a season, but you still got to be competitive or at least attempt to be competitive. So now you can't tank because again, you got to base it off 2 years, not 1. I think that would be pretty smooth. And the WNBA currently has that under wraps. Now, in terms of going forward, yeah, I would love to see how the NBA changes things, if possible, if at all. But I'm curious what you all are thinking in terms of the draft formats. Like, what criteria would you base it off? Would you base it off the previous season or the previous 2 seasons? I want to hear y'all thoughts because I'm saying the 2 seasons because we're helping out the teams that actually need it. Remember, the Philadelphia 76ers are in the lottery this year. They were 3rd this year. Did they really need that help? Because I mean, they do have a couple of young guns and some quality vets, plus a star in Joel Embiid if he's healthy. Just saying, they might not have needed that 3rd pick, but the Jazz might have, the Hornets might have, the Wizards might have. Just saying. So again, I like to make things fair, but I want to hear y'all thoughts below. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments. So definitely let me know. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that does about conclude the end of the episode. So definitely let me know your thoughts. I greatly appreciate y'all time. Keep tuning in, and until next time, right? But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Trey. I'm the host of Get a Bucket. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone about the show. Hope you all having a good one. Take care.